Identity thieves hate this one weird trick. Actually, it's not all that weird. A credit freeze is an easy tool to help prevent financial identity theft. When you place a freeze on your credit files, creditors cannot access them and therefore will not be able to open new lines of credit in your name. This means that even if somebody gets all of your personal information, if they try to open a line of credit using it, they won't be able to because your credit is frozen. Now, of course, this doesn't prevent every type of fraud. Card skimming, point of sale, data breach, medical identity theft, things like that, it doesn't really help. But opening fraudulent lines of credit is still a very popular identity theft activity, and freezing your credit is a really good idea. These days, it's pretty easy to place a freeze on your credit. Now, there's three major credit bureaus: TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. And you want to go to all three of their websites to place a freeze on each one individually. You can just go to their main website and find it from there, or you can do an internet search: TransUnion credit freeze, Experian credit freeze, Equifax credit freeze. Either way, you'll end up on a page telling you how to freeze your credit. All three bureaus are going to require that you create an online account. So you'll have a username, which I think is your email address in most cases, and then you'll have to come up with a password. Make sure you keep that safe and don't share it with anyone. And then from there, you just follow the instructions to place a freeze on your credit. And you can leave that in place as long as you need to. But of course, someday you're probably going to need to unfreeze your credit in order to apply for a new line of credit somewhere. So when that happens, you'll log back into those websites to schedule a thaw. Now, if you know you're going to be applying for some kind of loan within the next couple of days or next week, you can just schedule the thaw for 5, 7, 9 days, however long you think you'll need it for. And once the thaw expires, the freeze will go back into effect. Here's another thing. If you happen to know which one of the three major bureaus the lender that you're applying to uses, you can just schedule the thaw for that single credit bureau: TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, whatever. You don't have to schedule a thaw for all three of them if the lender say they only really use Experian. And that's basically all there is to freezing your credit. It's a lot simpler than it was just a few years ago when they would assign you like a 10-digit PIN number and you had to make sure you wrote it down and kept it somewhere safe and not lose it or forget it, because the process to get a new PIN was kind of complicated. Ask me how I know. So if you haven't already, it's free. It's not too difficult, doesn't take much time, and it protects you against new lines of credit being opened without your knowledge or permission. So go freeze your credit today.